Let's go to the next one. Subham says, hey Abe, this is my portfolio. I've been learning 3D for 2 years and want to get a job this year. Being a character artist would be awesome, but anything else in 3D also works. Also, I'm trying to be a character artist and be focusing on that for 6 months. Any suggestions would be really helpful. Let's take a look. Okay. So we got the Thyros axe. Okay. We got Thyros himself. Okay. Okay. And we got this Natalia. Whoa, man. Subham. Again, I don't want to sound harsh, but if it's only been 6 months since you started doing characters, you will need more time. That's the honest truth. You will need more time. You are not going to be ready. I mean, it could be possible to be ready by the end of this year. Like, if you really focus, you got 10 more months, right, on the year. So if you really focus, it is possible to get there. But there's a lot of things that I'm noticing on the anatomy, on the proportions, on the forms of the character that definitely need some work, okay? So, for instance, here on the Thyros character, the proportions are a little bit off. He's a little bit too top heavy. The legs are not as long as they should. The hands are very small. The feet are also small. There's not enough definition in the muscles on the leg. Most of the muscles on the upper part are actually fine. Like the deltoid looks not bad. It definitely looks a little bit on the bulky side. Again, I applaud the fact that you were able to finish the whole process, because it's not an easy process. So you did everything: retopology, modeling, sculpting, texturing, everything. So that's pretty cool. But we need to focus a little bit more on the quality of the asset, because I look at Thyros and he doesn't look as nice as Thyros should, okay? And I'm going to do something that I don't like doing very often, but I've explained why using tutorials as portfolio pieces is not a good idea, right? So the reason why using a portfolio piece or a tutorial piece as a portfolio piece is because the original already exists. I did the original. This is the original, right? This is the original Thyros that I did several years ago. And I'm not saying that you did not do a good job, but let's put ourselves in the head of someone that's looking for a character artist, and they find Thyros, and they find your stuff, and they find mine stuff. Again, I hate how this sounds, and I don't want to like put myself on a pedestal. That's not the point. My point is that they will look for the original source, right? They will look for someone who's doing or who did the job the first time. And unless you can do something that equals or surpasses the original one, not only on my portfolio but on anyone else's like project that you might be working on, it's very risky to be doing a copy or to be including this kind of stuff in your portfolio. That's why one of the best advices that I give you guys when you're following a tutorial is follow the technical stuff of the tutorial, but give it your own twist. Like, do your own stuff. Don't copy it exactly the same as the teacher is teaching it, because then it's just you against the teacher, right? And it can be a little bit complicated. But if you have done your own version of Thyros, change a couple of things, change some parts of the armor, change the colors, change the skin, change the facial structure, change the type of horns, like now it's a completely different character, and it's a lot more difficult to compare it to something else that has already been done. So keep that in mind when picking more projects, Subham, especially again in following tutorials. Now this one, I don't think this is a good one. I think Thyros is definitely better than this one. The proportions and the anatomy on this one are not where they need to be, man. They're not there. They look very lumpy. The face structure is not working. In general, like this is not a good one. I understand that you have the full pipeline. That's good. Like you understand the full process of sculpting, low poly, bakes, texturing, but I don't think it works, man. UVs are fine. There's a little bit of wasted space. Yeah, no, and then I see here, like if we are completely honest, and this is the part that really hurts me about the portfolio reviews, guys. We're not stupid, right? Like, I hope you think that I'm not stupid, and I really want to believe that you guys are not stupid. Like, no one who is doing 3D is stupid, because it requires a lot of brain to be able to understand these things. So, if I show you this concept right here, and you show me this result right here, we can agree that it's not there, right? Like, it's not working. Imagine I'm a client and I hire you, Subham, and I tell you, hey, I need you to do this concepts. Can you do it? And you're like, sure, I can do it. And I pay you and everything. And then you send me the final result and it's this. The question is, do you think I'm going to be happy as a client? No, right? And that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Like, is the project or is the product that I'm delivering up to the quality of something that people will be happy if they were paying for it? And if the answer is no, this does not belong in your portfolio. It shouldn't be here, okay? Because it's not there. Like, there's so many details missing on this character right here. It's a very cool concept, to be honest. Like, it's a kick-ass concept. I would love to do this concept, but it's not there on the execution level, okay? So if you want to do characters, Subham, I've mentioned this before. You need one male character, one female character, one monster character, and one human, let's call it, different character. It could be a kid, it could be an old man, it could be like someone who's missing an arm or something like that, like something that's not like a traditional human character. Those would be like the basic things that I would expect someone to have on their portfolio as a character artist, so that I could consider it. And quality, guys, you need, I'm gonna go full screen now. You guys need to understand, doing the bare minimum will not cut it. That's not how it works. I know the industry's in shambles, and I know there's a lot of things going on where there's like layoffs and things like that. I understand that. But if you're not doing your part, and your part should be doing the best you can, then you're already playing at a disadvantage, because there's a lot of people out there that are doing their best. They're doing their best, and they're trying to produce the best possible quality that they can. And that's your competition. So if you think that just doing the bare minimum should lead you to having a job in the industry, you're completely wrong, okay? So you have to be the first person to really put yourself on a standard, on a quality standard that you need to accomplish. And again, we're not stupid. You're not stupid. I'm not stupid. The industry is not stupid. We see when something that's being submitted as a part of a portfolio, as part of a piece, as part of anything, is not up to the quality. Don't lie to yourself. People are not going to have pity on you and be like, oh, look at this guy. Well, he tried. Let's give him a job at Blizzard. Let's give him a job at Riot. That's not going to happen. That's not how business works. No one's going to have pity on you and just give you a job because you tried. They're going to give you a job the moment you can demonstrate that you can do the job, okay? So make sure you are the first sort of like filter to really work on making sure that your portfolio is up to the best possible thing that you can do. And as our motto says, always learning, always improving. I know that your portfolio might not be perfect right now, but it will continue to improve as months and years go by. And as long as you keep working towards that, you should be able to get to a very nice place, okay? But you need to be the first filter and the first person to really ask yourself to do the right thing and approach the necessary quality for your works, okay? I really hope that works, my friends. Because that's, and again, this is not only for you, Subham. I know that yours was the portfolio that detonated this little speech right here, but it's important that you guys understand that this applies to everyone. It even applies to me, and I'll talk about this later. But when I'm recording, I've mentioned this before, sometimes when I'm recording videos or when I'm recording courses, if I record something and I don't like how it sounds, I don't like how it flows, I don't like anything, bye-bye. Like, I literally recorded the exact same piece of something yesterday 4 times. It ended up being a 10-minute clip, right? Like a 10-minute video that I'm gonna be like showing you soon. But it took me like 3 hours to get that 10-minute, because the first time it crashed, the second time I didn't like it, the third time I messed up when explaining something, until the 4th time did I get it right. If I had just stayed with like the first or the second time, it would have been a bad like result. So you gotta understand that sometimes we need to keep going and keep trying until we really get it. And you should be the first like line of defense to understand whether or not something is good. There you go. That thing that Jao is saying, Jao Pasos, is completely right. In art is ruthless. Everyone thinks they're an artist, right? Like, I'm sure you guys have shown your stuff to your family, to your friends, and they have criticized things when they don't even know how to do it, right? Art is one of those things that you really need to nail it. There's no room for error. If it looks bad, anyone can tell you that it's bad. Anyone, even if people who are not artists. So it's very, very important that, as you say, the bare minimum in art is not enough. You need to go beyond. Oh, I love that quote as well, Midrop. Hard work doesn't always guarantee success. We've talked about that as well. But laziness almost certainly guarantees failure. I completely agree. I completely agree. You see that must to be a 3D character artist, you have to be able to draw 2D. It's not a must, Joe says, but every single one of the greatest 3D artists that I've known have been able to do at least a little bit of 2D. So yeah. Today I feel angry, my friend. I'm trying to help. Sometimes we need a couple of hard truths to really improve, right?